Gage, shut the fuck up and just fuck me, will you?
What is happening right now?
Give me some tissue. I'm gonna cry.
Anybody's tickling your pickup?
I think my missus is sat on your face right there. I went, yeah.
I dare you, next time we go to a club.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fucking groovy, yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe that I just nearly threw my phone through the window. Did you
Why
see
don't
that?
you just put it behind you like I do? I
You
put
see
it
it?
nicely on the
I
shelf.
just sent a text and I just kind of went like that, but I fucking launched it. It just clipped the top of the sofa. I was like, oh my god, it's going to go through the window. Crazy. Cool. Okay. Guys, welcome back to the SwingHub podcast for episode 5. I'm Gage.
I'm Olivia.
And today we are really going to address the do's and don'ts of going to a swingers club.
Yeah, a lot of people ask, like, what is a club like? What do I do? How do I approach someone? What's this? What's that? And it's like, it's really straightforward, really. But there is so many mistakes that can happen, isn't there?
Yeah, but for the absolute newbies that have not actually been into a swingers club before, tell them, VistaWife, what is a club actually like?
So, if you've never been to a swingers club before, it's literally, like, a lot of the time, it is like you're going on a night out. I'm not going to lie. It is like going to your local pub or going to your local, like, bar or even a club, some of them as well. And you literally walk in, obviously, pay your membership fee or, like, your one-off entry fee. Normally you're met by like the reception and obviously they'll go through things with you. A lot of the time if you say like you're a newbie, they'll be like, do you want a tour? Like we've been to clubs and most of the time they've been like, do you want a tour? Or like we'll sign you up for the membership or bring you in and everybody is just like really friendly when you first walk in. So then you go through like to a normal bar basically. Sometimes like we've been to some that are like an old pub kind of looking, like it looks like an old pub, like you've gone in for a couple of pints. A couple of them that look like bars, just basically like what you'd see on a night out in your local town, I suppose.
But in the back there's a few extra rooms, isn't there? And you can kind of get jiggy.
So obviously every club is literally different because everybody's got their own little ways of doing things. But sometimes like you'll go like back and there'll be like open communal rooms where you can like see other people like having sex next to you basically, or a lot of the time some rooms are like locked and there's some private rooms that you can lock as well, so if you feel like you want more of a quieter, more intimate setting.
Yeah.
So it's really like depending on like the club that you go to, and especially if you're looking for more of the kink thing of like dungeons and like you'd have to like maybe look at the website before you go to a club.
Yeah, I agree.
Because so not everyone has like these
The facilities for what you actually want. Yeah, so obviously a lot of new couples going in there, a lot of the questions. So I think what we should do really is just have a conversation about from the very start of going, yeah, let's go to a swingers club.
And obviously when you say that, you're going to be shitting yourself.
Oh, the nerves are always there. The nerves are always going to be there.
Because you just don't know what to expect either. I think even now, like, we even still get nervous because if it's a new club, per se, like, you don't know what to expect and you don't know what you're going to be greeted with. And then also you don't know who's going to be there either. So I think, like, if you are going to a club for the first time, maybe go on to your app or go on to, like, a lot of the time clubs have their own Discord chats and stuff like that, and just see who is going out there and put it out there. I'm off here on Saturday night, who else is going? And at least you have like a few friendly faces to see when so you're not like just going and being like, yeah. And we're doing a little like drink.
But there's going to be like, there's a lot of women there going through the mind going, but this wife, what do I actually wear? What do I wear? What do I go in? What am I meant to like prep myself for?
So I've had this question like so many times. And all I say is I go out into a club in what I would go out to, say, Leeds on a night out. So if I was going to a couple of bars and maybe an ending night in a nightclub, I don't think I'd do that anymore. But literally what I would wear on a night out to a bar, restaurant, like maybe not restaurant, but like I'll wear a dress. Normally I'll wear a dress or I like that jumpsuit that I like to wear. And a lot of the time I can't fit my lingerie underneath. So a lot you see.
Would you put it in like a Tesco bag or?
No, like takes like a rucksack or like a little weekender bag, don't they? And then these places do have like storage facilities, maybe lockers, or they'll have like a cloakroom that you can put like maybe towels, or if you want to put your change of clothes, like your lingerie in there. Sometimes people change the heels. Like I've seen that, like people have the nice heels with the nice dresses, and then they'll go full on stripper heels with their lingerie outfit that they've picked for the night.
Yeah.
So all I would say is something that you feel comfortable in and confident and sexy that you'd wear probably to a bar. And then maybe put a nice little laundry set underneath, or take
if it fits, of course.
I'll take it with you.
I'll take it with it, yeah. And for guys, the guys out there going, oh, that's all good. The women are all sorted now, but what about me? Listen, smart. Just go smart. Shirt, trousers, shoes. Do not go in wearing trainers, your Leeds United football top, your trackies and a cap. Go very smart, yeah. Dress like you're going out into town on a night out with the boys, all right?
Yeah.
Go smart.
Yeah, or a really, really posh restaurant that you'd take your wife to,
Yeah.
or your girlfriend or your husband.
Yeah.
And
Because not only is it the club rules to dress, accordingly, but also first impressions matter. So you dress it nicely and you smell good. Hey, chances of getting lucky are going to be quite high.
all I know is wear comfortable shoes, because by the end of the night, I'm like, I need to take these off. And I'm walking around either in my lingerie and bare feet, or...
But you never learn that lesson, that's the thing.
No, I don't
You
learn
never
that
learn that
lesson.
lesson. Every time we go to a club, it's like, remind me to wear flats or take flats with me. Then it's, oh my God, I can't take my flats. I'm just going to wear these. And I'm like, Olivia, are you sure you want to do that? You're like, yeah, I'll be fine. I feel good. And then halfway through the night, she's like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go barefooted.
And at one point, I was like wearing my brand new stockings barefooted, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to ruin these just walking around barefooted in my stockings.
Is what it is. Learn your lesson next time.
I will remember.
I don't have that problem.
For next time. I'm going to say do you walk around barefooted? Some people do bring sliders and flip-flops, don't they?
I think, when I dress down and stuff, I think wearing box shorts and shoes isn't the look that you really want to go for. So yeah.
Why don't you take your Crocs? I dare you, next time we go to a club, you've got to wear your Crocs.
Are you stupid? Definitely not. Do you know how much pussy I'd get? I won't leave any pussy for anyone else. Are you crazy? Gotta save some pussy for the rest of everyone else. Odds on 1 to 10.
Yeah, odds on 1 to 10. Odds on 1 to 10. You ready? 3, 2, 1,
6. Oh, nearly. Odds on 1 to 10. You wearing your Crocs.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, 4.
5.
Oh, they're both nearly out to 10. That was crazy. Okay, let's
To be
just do
fair,
that.
everybody knows that I rock some Crocs.
You rock. Yes, she said it. You rock some cocks.
Oh God.
Oh, get your mind out the gutter.
It
What are you
always
like?
is, it always is.
Let me move on anyway. Let you just reframe yourself.
So we've covered the what to wear at a club.
Yeah, and people are like, okay, so the event starts at 8. What time am I actually meant to get there? Now, there's 2 versions of this, right? Me and you, we don't like to get there on the dot, do we? We like to just turn up probably about 15, 20 minutes, a little bit later, just while the club's kind of filling up, and that does us. Some people like to get there at 8 o'clock on the dot, because sometimes in some clubs, they don't have enough lockers. So people go at that time to get a locker, put all the stuff in and whatnot. Like, luckily for us, last time we went to Penthouse Playrooms, we turned up a little bit late because obviously you were
We were
messing
really,
about.
I'm not going to lie, we were really late. Gage says like 15, 20 minutes. It's more like sometimes an hour and 15 minutes. So last time we went to a club, it were an hour and 15 minutes. It was like 9:15.
But yeah.
Everybody was there. We were probably one of the last ones to arrive.
But luckily, we met some friends there. We had friends attended that, and we was like, "Can we share your locker, please?"
Please.
So we shared a locker with that. But yeah, get there on time if you want to get a locker and stuff like that. If not, kind of just turn up. Don't do an hour later like we do, because they have a certain time where it's like a block off, don't they?
To be fair,
you're not allowed back in.
when we arrived at 9:15, even though the event started at 8, I felt like I didn't have enough time. Like 11 o'clock is your magic hour. Let's put it out there.
Golden hour, baby.
It is the golden hour, and 8 till 11, it seems like a really long time, and you're like, oh my god, I don't need to be there bang on 8 because I've got plenty of time to like chat to people before the golden magic hour happens. It's really not. It goes so fast when you're trying to like mingle and speak to everybody and like get some vibes going and like pick people that you would like to like take things further with. It goes so fast, doesn't
Them
it?
hours matter, don't they? From the start of the night till 11 o'clock. Yeah, definitely. And I think the mindset of as soon as you're pretty much going, the nerves will they'll rattle. They'll pretty much take over your whole body. But I think helping with the mindset of thinking, look, we're just going to go with zero expectations. We are just going for a drink. We're just only going to play with each other. We're just going to go for a nosy. If you go with that mindset, actually, your nerves dampen down a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think if you go there and be like, use it as like just a night out with you and your partner, or if you're a single person, just go and have a drink and have some fun and meet some new friends. And people are always willing to have like chats with you and just like welcome you in. And I feel like not going with any expectations that something is going to happen definitely helps the nerves, because I still get really, really nervous, and I think we always adopt the mindset now of nothing's going to happen. We'll just go and it's a social, like, with the option to play.
Yeah, but if we're going to be very transparent, the way we go to clubs now is the way we go to clubs to how everyone else goes to clubs are two different things. One, because we've got a social media presence now, and quite a few people in lifestyle know who we are. So before we did all this online stuff, we could go in and then like people would come up and chat and like, oh, find you attractive, just want to chat, say hello. But now not many people actually do. We can go into a club and then we see people looking, and we try and speak to everybody, don't we? Like, we know people want to come and say hello, so we try beat them to it, but we can't speak to everyone unless you kind of grab us and pull us to one side. But as before, we could speak to a couple and kind of get it on, and people are scared to, be like, look, we're really interested.
Yeah.
Like,
you hear little whispers going, oh my god, is that VistaWife? Is that VistaWife? But I'm like, honestly, because I am so nervous still, just as much as you guys are, and I find like the fact of, I find it not in my nature to go up to people. So like I'm having to come out of my comfort zone and make the first step, and you're like, Olivia, it'll be fine. We'll go up to people now. But I'm always so used to people coming up to us like beforehand, because I'm so not like that. And I think like I've definitely had to come out of my comfort zone now to say to people.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think if it's your first couple of times, reaching out to people online and saying who's going to this event and find out, because that's what we did, didn't we? When we first went to our first club at Vanilla Alternative, we then pretty much said, oh, we want to go to a club. Someone reached out, we got talking, and we met them halfway for a social and kind of agreed the terms. Oh my god, shall I go into this now? Shall I go into it? Oh, we got suckered on our first club visit. I've told you this story, B. Yeah. So
have we told the listeners this story?
No, I'm going to tell them now. I'll tell them now. So we wanted to go to Vanilla Alternative, and we reached out on the site that we will not name, And they was like, yeah, we're going too. Let's meet up. You know, we were like, yeah, we're attracted to them. They're attracted to us. So we met them, you know, halfway. We met up at a Starbucks on the motorway and had a coffee. The vibe was good. Everybody was lovely. We was like, guys, any boundaries? What's going on? They was like, nah, we're cool as long as you are. That's fine. So we was like, winner. So the day comes, and it made it a bit easier that we knew they were there already. And as we got in, we had a few drinks with them, you know, kind of like you got a bottle of shampoos and kind of like, you know, splashing the cash. And it was like, oh, this is sick. So we was like, let's proceed further. So we got undressed and we get into the playrooms, and he just like grabs you and kind of takes you to one side, and I grab her and take her like next to you, and all that foreplay and all that good stuff. And it was quite fast to really get things started with you in terms of sex. And, you know, I'm like, cool, let's go there. So then, you know, I get a condom out and I'm about to put it on, and it just kind of stops and goes, oh, Gage is like, no full sex with her. And I was like, really thrown back. I was like, wait, what? I thought we agreed.
There were no boundaries there put
There
in
were no
place.
boundaries.
Everybody were just really happy, and we were all like, yeah. Any rules, boundaries? They were like, no, we're good, we're good.
But he told me this while he's fucking halfway inside you at the same time. And I was like, but I was really thrown back because I think because it was our first club visit, I was kind of like, right, what do I do? And I was like, right. I was like, all right, we'll move somewhere else then. So then we all kind of got up, and I think it was just like me and you was like, right, this is not right.
Yeah, we kind of went off to one side and went kind of like had a little chat, didn't we? And we were like...
But that's the night we met two superheroes as well.
Superheroes.
And these two people, I'm not going to say the names, but we'll call them D and C. Yeah, D's a male, C's the woman. And at VA, there used to be like a woman glory hole, and it used to be a bench with tassels hanging down. And you was on one, and kind of like I was playing with you, and then the other one was on the other side, who we originally met up with, and he was, you know, playing with her. And I remember just kind of peeking through, and I see you laying down, but then there were a woman across the other side just kind of staring at you. And this guy, D, was stood next to me. I hadn't even said hello yet. And he was like peeking through. And, you know, I was playing with you, and then I looked down again, and then this woman's just sat on your face. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, who's that? And then D taps me on the shoulder. He went, I think my missus is sat on your face right there. I went, yeah. I'm like, but, you know, and then it was kind of, we got talking with D and C, and, you know, they realised that the people that we were with, we kind of got a bit bamboozled. And they knew it was our first time, and they kind of took us under the wing, and we had that connection straight away with them, and they relatively saved our night and give it a really good positive experience, because then we kind of went off with D and C and ditched the other guys, and they weren't happy and they left early, which in my opinion is go fuck yourself, because you screwed us over. Yeah, wife snatcher. So, but D and C definitely saved us, and, you know, I'm going to come close to this topic, but I need to say this. With D&C, they we had them as a friend on that site that we won't mention. I had the number, but then obviously like I switched my phone number and lost all the contacts. And for about 3 years, I was always trying to find them, because my appreciation and my gratitude towards them were just phenomenal. And they turned up at our event at Vista event too, honestly, and I tease them eyes, because without them guys there, I think our experience of what we've had so far wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for them. Yeah.
Are you going to be emotional on this podcast
I was nearly crying.
now?
I was nearly crying there. I don't know. I just think it's just two good people just doing like a good thing. That's all.
Yeah, and I definitely think this whole experience would have been completely different if we'd have not had such a good experience at our first club meet. That might have put us off forever, basically.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for them two, then we might have not had all this and carried on the swinging lifestyle. So I think that's why you're so grateful to them. And
oh yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is that even today I still stay in touch with them today, because they came to the Vista event and we swapped numbers and we stay in touch, and they're just two absolutely beautiful people.
Yeah.
Inside and out. just really, someone, when you meet somebody that's got like really kind hearts, it's just them. So, and I think that's the case with how that's influenced us as well. When we see newbies, is giving them the support and the love and the guidance and kind of stuff like that, because that one person that influences you in the lifestyle, you'll never forget them ever. Like they're really cool like that. But let's move on to like the do's and don'ts of actually being in the club anyway. Yeah. Okay, give me some tissue. I'm gonna cry. Yeah. So you're in a club and that's it. So let's go to the point of you're at the bar, you're having a few drinks. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think like if you're in a couple, just grab a drink and have a like search around the room, and like they will be so many faces. Like some events that we've been to have had like 250, 300 people.
Yep.
So there's a lot of people and you're like, oh my God, like this is very overwhelming. Like how can I decide who I want to like talk to and play with? So I think like just grab a drink and maybe like just walk around the room, walk around the club even. You can even go into the playrooms just for a little walk and look and familiarize yourself with the club. And then just like have a look around and make sure that anybody's tickling your pickle, anybody's like, oh, I like the look of them. If they're over the other side, go over to them, because they might have not seen you, and you might have been like, just have the confidence. Like I am saying this to you now, but I need to tell myself all the time, and I use Gage a lot as a little comfort blanket, and he does a lot of the let's go over here, let's go over there, let's go over here, because I'm very very unsure sometimes. So just go over to people, because all they can say is like no, but they're not going to say no to your like face. Basically, they would have a conversation, and if things flowing, or if they don't find you as like attractive, I think they will let you down, but they'll let you down gently. But they're still open to having a chat.
And do you know what as well? Yeah, and realistically, sometimes you don't even need to ask the question of, do you want to come play with us? In our experiences, we've just been speaking to someone, and that vibe, we all know that vibe's there, yeah? And, you'll have a conversation, and you ask a simple question like, are you going to the playrooms later? If you are, we'll see you in there. And that's all you need to say, because if you've give that vibe and you've shown that you're interested and they're showing it back, you will naturally come to meet in the middle in the playrooms. And I think that really kind of dampens the nerves of asking somebody.
Yeah.
But also I think as well is, if we're in a couple and they're in a couple, the woman goes up to the other woman and just goes, baby, I love your dress. Where did you get it from? And that's just a little icebreaker. That is just enough, because I can't go to a woman and go, hey, I love your dress, because it's a bit of a, whoa, it was this guy. Do you know what I mean? But if you did it, it's a nice soft touch to kind of like just break the ice and
start having a little chat.
And having a little chat, and I'll shake the guy's hand and just be like, hey, I'm Gage, nice to meet you. Yeah, love your shoes. All that sort of good stuff.
One thing in the swingers lifestyle, I think you need to learn how to take compliments, because I think because we've been together so long, and obviously we do compliment each other, but not a lot of people compliment each other enough, I don't think. And I think sometimes you're like, don't know what to say with a compliment.
Yeah.
So I think like learn to take that compliment.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
like, oh, thanks.
Yes. Hey guys, if you are enjoying this episode, please like and subscribe to the SwingHub channel. Also follow us on Instagram at SwingHub app, and we'll see you over there. So you get to the chatting point and kind of golden hours coming up. You decide to dress down and you head to the playrooms.
Yeah.
What's going on? But I think it's important when you head to the playrooms, if you've not really partnered with anyone else, just go to the playrooms on your own. Find somewhere that's like a little bit busy, just kind of go in, just get involved, because sometimes that sexual energy, you'll see other people, and it's happened a few times for us. We've gone and we've just played on our own, but then you lock eyes with someone. Like women, when they're horny, right, tend to stare at you quite a long time, but not in a weird way. They'll be like, so you kind of lock eyes and just kind of go, and it's a little like signal to be like, yeah, I'm interested, let's do this. And
Yeah,
all
I
that good
think
stuff.
like definitely if you've not met anyone during like the social aspect, I think still go to the playrooms, and just like watch as well. That's like hot, like just to watch. And if they're in, if people are in open playrooms, he's a little giggling. If people are in open playrooms, they are like you are like they're gonna know that people are gonna watch. So it is not weird to just stand there and watch because a lot of new people are like, yeah, but I do find it a bit awkward. Like, would you not find it awkward just standing and watching? And I'm like, that is not like at all. There's a lot of people that just stand and watch, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a few that have a little nose and stuff. Can you remember when we went to our first Chic event? And we was on the bed playing with a couple of people, but the next bed next to us, there were a woman getting absolutely dicked down, but it sounded like she was getting murdered, bro. She was like screaming, like, help, help. I'm not saying screaming help, but she was like, help,
She was like really, really loud, and we just like,
like we was like, everybody stop what they're doing. There were people from the bar rushing in thinking someone getting attacked. And she's just like loving life, and some guys like that, pow, pow, pow. She's like, ah! And it was like, oh my God.
I would just like...
Lou was like, I need to go over to that bed, Gage.
I know, I was just like full on, I think I laid down and I full on like just sat up and I was like, what the actual? And I'm like, what is happening right now? Because I couldn't see anything, I just could hear it.
Yeah, it was crazy, wasn't it?
But yeah, there's a lot of people like who'll watch there because that's the communal area, isn't it? And like, if you just want to go and have a peek, have a nosy, and that's all you have to take it that night if you're a newbie.
Yeah.
And like you says, or you could play with your partner if you've gone with your partner, and just enjoy yourself. And
yeah, but also a big don't in the lifestyle is don't think because people are naked and people are having sex or wearing lingerie and they've put on a show that it gives you the right just to touch somebody. Without basically asking for consent. It happens quite a lot. And, if you want to even just rub, go, how you doing, rub the shoulders, it's kind of like you've got to take that into consideration. Some people don't want to be touched by certain people. So even like when we meet with a couple and it's kind of, like we swap partners, like I'm going to be like the one like, is this okay? Yeah.
Yeah, always just check in, don't you?
Yeah.
Literally, you don't just like set the boundaries at the bar and then full on like don't even bother communicating like when you head to the playrooms.
I remember we swapped with a couple, and we was in one of the playrooms, and I every now and again I just kind of go, "You all right? You cool? You happy?" Yeah. She turned around and she went, "Gage, shut the fuck up and just fuck me, will you?" I was like, yes, ma'am.
But it is important because at that moment that person might have changed their mind, they might not be feeling it, they might not like that. It's just, obviously, you have got to make sure everybody is 100% on board all the time, and they have obviously got their full on right. They might be 100% on board at the bar, they might be 100% on board going into the playroom, but halfway through they might not be on board at that point, and they can turn around and go, hang on a minute, no.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Absolutely. And I think another big deal as well is that always take your own protection. Don't go in there with no protection and think, oh, they'll have them at the bar. Take your own. And don't rely on other people either. We did a TikTok. It was a quick top tip when going to Swingers Club. It's got like 3 million views. And it works. It's a thing, innit, of taking a small makeup bag and putting your condoms and your lube in there or anything that you might deem necessary to walk around the playrooms with you.
Yeah, to make sure you've always got it on you. Because obviously I take like my massive bag with my lingerie in, and maybe we take some towels if we want to use the hot tubs and things. But also in that is the condom bag. And we do have
the family pack we spoke about last week, the good one, the nice little small one.
It's just a little bag full of all our essentials, and I think it is so important just to be like carrying that around. Because
there's nothing worse than you kind of get in that mood and energy, and you're like, "Fuck, I've left my condoms in the locker," and then you have to do that little shitty walk back to the locker, and you're kind of scurrying. Yeah.
Hurry.
Yeah.
And then like at Penthouse, it's downstairs.
Yeah, and you're like,
So you're like going all the way through the club, all the way through the bar, all the way downstairs and back to the lockers. So
Absolutely.
you've learnt that lesson once.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, just take a small bag with you, just so you've got it on you at all times. That's a big bit of advice there, really.
Definitely keep it on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, so we've covered like quite a bit, to be fair. And I just think like at the end of the night as well, like just make sure whoever you've encountered with, make sure you've swapped your numbers, swapped your details. And I think like, because there is nothing worse, like you says, like actually having the most amazing night and you're like, shit, I didn't get the number. Shit, I don't know how to contact them. How are we ever going to get in touch with this amazing couple again?
Absolutely. I think as well, just backtrack on that as well, is talking about like how much drink you have as well. Like, you know, we've seen some people in some mega bad states where they're pretty much legless and it's not attractive whatsoever. And I know some people need that liquid courage just to kind of get up there, but you need to know your limits in terms of, if I drink any more, I'm going to go south. And
it's so hard, isn't it? Because like me on my first time, Gage was fine because he was driving, so he didn't have anything. But I had a bit too many. I think I was drinking porn star martinis, and I was a bit wavy by the end of the night.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. And, you know, for me, if I do drink, I'll have a bottle of Corona, then I'll have a water, then a bottle of Corona, and then a water, and just kind of like stabilise it.
Yeah.
Because do you know what? I don't know. It is like when you drink too much beer and you go in at it, you get really bad dry mouth. And if I get dry mouth, I start going limp, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting hot. I'm going, nah. And I'm going to leave, and then I'm that guy that needs to be a perfect temperature. I need to be fully hydrated. Yeah, I need to be cool.
Yeah, so we don't want any of that.
No.
Yeah, just make sure, like, I know, like, obviously some people do need the, like you said, the liquid courage, but 1 or 2, tops 3. I always say tops 3, and then I have 4, and then I'm like, okay, I need to go home.
Here's what it is, isn't it? It's one of the things. But on the do side, like, do go to a club with a mindset of you're only going for a drink and a look around.
And just go and just enjoy yourself and just like soak up the atmosphere and the experience. Like I said, like you can go for a drink, you can walk around and just see. Like, especially when you've been in a relationship for such a long time, if you've like not experienced a lifestyle before, like we'd been in a relationship for a long time. I'd not seen another naked person for like so many years.
Yeah.
Like... And that's just a bit of a take her back, and you're like, oh my God, there's so many naked bodies here right now.
And this is why I preach with like guys, practice wearing a condom, even if it's with your own partner, just to get the feel of it. And don't forget, you've probably not seen, and you know, you've not sort of anyone else apart from your partner in such a long time that your brain's going to go, whoa, what's going on here? And it might not just get up. Like it happened to me on our first thing. Like I couldn't like get it up as much, and if it happens to you, everyone knows it's hard for guys to perform, especially, you know, if you're new in the lifestyle. Just embrace it. It is what it is. Yeah, do a little helicopter, get a bit of blood in there, and then just kind of keep it all focused.
But to be fair, like it could be the best thing that you've ever done, because it is really good. I think like having the opportunity to meet so many different people in one setting, for instance, which I like because I like to go to clubs and get the vibe of people. Like I really struggle, like you says, like if you show me a picture, I'm like, I'm not too sure, I don't get the vibe there. But I really enjoy speaking to all those people and getting vibes off of people and just having a really good laugh and connection there. And it's more natural, I think, is going to a club rather than trying to set up a meet through pictures and texts.
Yeah, that's why it's important to have a FaceTime call, isn't it?
Definitely.
It is what it is, yeah. But I think we've covered quite a bit on this podcast.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. We're wrapping it up.
We'll wrap it up.
That was a short and sweet podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, like, going to clubs, you know, these people overthink it so many times, like, they overthink it so much, and realistically, it's just a night out with extra rooms. And if you find somebody attractive, guess what? You don't have to pay for the taxi back. You just do it in another room. That's it.
It's
That's
so
it.
true.
Yeah.
Do you remember, I said that we were going to wrap it up, but do you remember one time we'd got this message on Instagram and there was like, right, we're sat outside of the club, but we daren't go in. And I was like, okay, I'm going to FaceTime you.
Yeah.
So I FaceTime, I'm like, literally just go in. You're going for a drink. You're going for a little night out with your partner. Just enjoy yourself. And they did go in, didn't they, eventually? And they really enjoyed themselves. And I just think, like you said, don't go with any expectations and just have a good night.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this amazing episode on the do's and don'ts of the swinging lifestyle. If you are on Instagram, please follow us on @SwingHub app, and if you're on Twitter, same again, @SwingHub app. Amazing, let's do this. Guys, we will see you next week for the next episode.
Am I wasting